So that's about probably about 6 to 8 inches of wire that I just fed in there. So I should be able to find that in the crawl space, and it'll tell me exactly where I am. Hopefully it's in a good spot that I can actually just, I guess I have to figure out exactly what else I need to do next. What I may end up doing, if I can find out exactly where it is, I'm going to probably try and drill from the crawl space back in through here, so that I don't have to worry about trying to get the bit in between these two studs here. So I'm going to try that. I'm going to go in the crawl space and take a look around. Okay, I'm down here in the crawl space, one of my favorite places to be in the world. And so what I'm doing is I'm looking for that wire that I routed through the upstairs in the garage. And so I remembered that I measured before, and the panel is about 6.5 feet from the edge of the house. There's the edge of the house back there. So I'm going to go and walk back, or crawl back this way and see if I can find it. Okay. So, let's see here. That's roughly 6 feet here. See if I can find that wire. Yep, there it is right there. So, there's the wire that I pushed through that hole that I drilled. And so what I'm going to do is that wire is about at the edge of the stud. So I want to measure over 1.25 inches to the right, because per code you cannot have a hole within 1.25 inches of the edge of the stud without having to put a plate on it. I don't want to put a plate on it, a nail plate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over 1.5 inches. The width of the stud is 3.5 inches. I'm going to go over 1.5 inches, which puts me at 2.5 inches for my drill bit edge. For the center point of the drill bit is 3/4 of an inch. So I need to divide that in half, which makes it 3/8 of an inch. So from the 1.5 inches, from that point there, where that wire's routed, I need to tack on another 3/8 of an inch. So 1.5 plus 3/8 of an inch for the center point of the drill bit makes it 1 7/8 inches. So my hole is going to be 1 7/8 inches from where this wire is poked through this hole here. It's going to be over that way. And I'm going to be drilling from down here as opposed to drilling up there, because there's not much room. There's not much room between the studs up there, so I can't get my cordless drill in there, or my other drill in there, in between the two studs, and have the bit and everything fit in there. So I'm going to drill from this side back into the garage through the two studs, and I have a long spade bit that I bought today. I think it's about 18 inches long. So I should be able to get back into the house, back into the garage through those two studs, and I should have 2 good holes in there. So that's what we're going to do. See you soon. Okay, so what I'm showing you right now is the hole that I drilled from the crawl space back into the garage here. And that actually worked really well. I was able to measure it out and calculate everything and got my holes drilled back here. Here's another hole I drilled once I got back in the garage. There's enough space between these two studs to fit a drill and a smaller spade bit. So I was able to get that hole drilled there. So that's taken care of. So essentially all the holes are drilled now, and I just need to go ahead and route wire up the wall and up to the panel right there. So that's the next step. And so what I'm going to probably end up doing, instead of going all the way up to the panel, I'm probably going to have a bunch of wire just tucked in this area for now until I'm actually ready to wire everything up into the panel. I'm not going to get ahead of myself and start wiring circuits up when I'm not really ready. So I'm just going to kind of tuck things in here, and then once I'm ready, I'll go ahead and do that. Go ahead and hook up all the breakers in the panel. So that's pretty much it on this part. The one thing I do want to mention is that there was some insulation here, and this insulation here I tucked underneath. I forgot to do that over there too. And so when the bit came through that stud right there, it grabbed onto the insulation and spun it around, and I had insulation all over this wall over here in the corner. So that's one thing, just remember to move things out of the way when you're when you're drilling. So that's it from here. See you soon.